My name is Samantha Watson, and today I will be telling you all about my experience performing in Cedar Ridge High School's first annual musical, Footloose. The auditions were traumatic, the rehearsals were long, the choreography was taught at breakneck speed, and the directors were very irritable at times. It was a long and difficult process, full of trials and tribulations, but the friendships I gained and the adrenaline rush I felt on opening night made it all worth it in the end. The first step in my journey with the Footloose musical was to audition for it. I had to learn and perform a 1-minute dance routine and sing in the vocal auditions. I remember we sang You Can't Stop the Beat from Hairspray for our audition song. I was very nervous during those auditions. You see, musical theater takes mainly 3 skills: singing, dancing, and acting. I was fairly confident in my acting and dancing skills, but singing was scary business. Anyway, I auditioned for the show and had to wait a whole week for the directors to make up their mind and post the cast list. The day the cast list went up was a day of elation and despair for my friends and I. Most of my friends made it into the ensemble at least, and a few of them, such as Marielle, arguably the best alto singer in the whole school, even got a lead. I, on the other hand, was cast as Betty Blast, the Burger Blast restaurant owner who had 7 lines. Yeah. It took me a little while, but eventually I accepted my role and enjoyed it. I got to dance with the ensemble, and I even got to roller skate on stage, which, that was pretty fun. Now let me make it abundantly clear. My director, Mrs. Copeland, is not your average high school director. Although she was very strict and expected adult maturity from her teenage cast, she honestly cared about us and wanted our show to be as good as it could possibly be. Her choreography was unlike anything I'd ever seen before. It blew my mind. In fact, she was so committed to Footloose that she shipped her 2-year-old son off to go live with his grandmother until the show was over. That's dedication. Mrs. Copeland prepared us pretty well for the show, but nothing could prepare our cast for the elation of opening night. Now, before I knew it, opening night had arrived. To celebrate the occasion, all of the cast members teased their hair into big puffballs and wore 80s clothes to school that day. I remember wearing checkered neon leg warmers and a green hoodie with hot pink sleeves. It was very flattering, I assure you. Anyway, the school day seemed to pass by in the blink of an eye, and before I knew it, I was applying stage makeup for the show and doing physical warm-ups. It was a little difficult to warm up for the show because my first costume was a church choir uniform, and it severely restricted my movements. Nevertheless, I somehow managed to warm up sufficiently, and our cast got together for a little prayer before the show, just to ask for everything to run smoothly. After a unison amen, our director, Mrs. Copeland, called places in her old, raspy, fatigued voice, and as the actors were scurrying to their spots, the curtain went up, and the show began. The show was a smash hit. Mistakes on stage were minimal, and all of our microphones worked. At the end of the show, the audience gave us a standing ovation. When the curtains came down, the actors went out to greet their family and friends, and I was presented by a big bouquet of roses. After the show, there was a big cast party, complete with finger foods, awards, and a dance party with strobe lights. When I was with the cast, eating and singing and dancing with my friends, I remember thinking to myself, there's no place I'd rather be right now than with the theater. I still feel that way to this day, and I hold the memory of Footloose close to my heart. Thank you.